welcome everyone in this new era. All right. I would definitely call this as a new era from the USMLE point of view. All right. It's a big change. Step one becoming pass and fail. So yes, post COVID, we are in a new world. Great. So I think we should start. Perfect. I welcome once again each one of you on the MOKSH Academy platform. We are back, with again a very interesting session. Again, because of the demand of the students, there was lot of request from students and a demand that what do we do? Exam is changing. What is it that changes for us as international medical graduate? Are the things actually changing, or nothing is happening? So which is why we decided to organize this session. All right, perfect. So let's quickly start the session, and I would request any questions you have, keep on typing on the chat box. All right, perfect. So a quick disclaimer, this particular session and the views of the sessions are completely mine, and it does not reflect official policies of any of the above mentioned agencies. All right, perfect. So who am I? A quick introduction. Many of you know me already, but those who are new to MOKSH, I'm Chirag. I basically mentor students for USMLE and the global medical license examinations, and the entire profile building journey I've been doing for last about, I believe, 13 years now. And I have alumni settled in different part of the world, majorly in the United States, across the specialties. So in fact, many of my old students are coming back, regarding fellowships and other queries once they are 7 years, J1 get over and H1B and things like that. So basically, end-to-end journey I've been seeing students, since last 13 years now, right? So what we do at MOKSH is, give you an end-to-end support in this entire USMLE journey. So we will be talking about that as we proceed ahead. All right, perfect. So today's discussion is first about something called as myth. Okay, myths about USMLE prep. Because the step one is becoming pass and fail. A lot of new myths have been developed. All right, then of course, why the CV is going to be a game changer now. What is the impact and why? Okay, please be attentive, especially to those who are our MOOC students. Make sure you listen to it properly. And also, physician shortage in USA. Okay, a big challenge not only in the United States but globally. Everybody wants doctor, but they don't welcome doctors. So what is the scenario? What are the challenges? And what is the demand ratio, supply ratio? We will discuss about that as well. All right, so that will give you a picture. Again, I am repeating, I see a lot of questions. What is USMLE? What are the subjects in step one? Well, this is not the session, because to understand basics about USMLE, I do a USMLE pathway session, which would happen on next Monday. You should attend that. Today's session is specifically on a scenario where the step one exam has now become pass and fail. Now, keeping that scenario in mind, how you as an IMG will take this journey forward. All right, today's discussion is completely on that. All right, perfect. And I appreciate questions. Please go ahead and type in as many as you have. All right, perfect. So first of all, the first question which you need to ask yourself, okay, because I see there are a lot of many graduates who are also attending this session. It is very important. There are students for each one of you. This thought, basically line of thought has to be very clear. Okay, very important. Are you committed to provide or give time, energy and money? Because whether it is MBBS, whether it is NEET PG, or maybe the residency back in India, or any other courses, medical, non-medical. All right, what is your real goal of your life? A lot of times I've seen after 5 years of MBBS, suddenly students completely forget why did they choose medicine. That all excitements for some reason, whatever external reasons are, just is lost in many cases. So it is important to sit and contemplate on a lot of things. All right, because you can change and only change things which are in your hand. Okay, external things you cannot. So you have to make sure you excel yourself to, and play according to the situation which is provided. All right, think about your opportunities in India. Very, very important. Okay, the reason why I'm stressing that is because just 2 days ago I spoke to a NEET PG aspirant. This was his fifth attempt, open category student. I have seen him and met him for like many times in my last few years. Okay, whenever I'm there in his college and all, believe me, he was not in a good state, not good emotional mental state. He had locked up himself in some room, and it was very difficult for me to see him like this. And as my as a mentor, I made sure I tried explaining to him that life does not end at NEET PG. All right, and this is a message which I want to give to each one of you listening to me today. All right, life does not end at USMLE, NEET PG, or any of these milestones which we think is the end of the world. All right, there are challenges at every level, but how are you dealing with it is very, very important. Stop comparing yourself with others. Okay, everybody has an individual journey. All right, so it is very important, because uh, he was not in a good state. A few reasons. One of them was that number of seats due to these policies have shrunk. The new policies have made sure that open category seats are getting shrunk day by day. And if he were to consider a private med school seat, it is damn expensive. Uh, I don't know I can quote officially or not, but certain specialties start with 2.5 CR, and then on the fees go on. That is the scenario for private med school seats, for clinical seats in India. Okay. So are you ready to spend 2.5 CR at the age of 30, and then at the age of 35 think of recovering that money? That's a big question. All right. So not everybody is mentally, financially, stable to consider those options. All right, which is why it is important to give a thought on each and everything. Also, with regards to USML, it's a long journey. Do you have that temperament? Do you have that patience? Do you understand the risk rewards of USMLE? Although USMLE program will cost you 1/10 of 2.5 crores, okay, 1/10, but do you have that patience for 3 to 4 years? There is no tuition fee in America, but the struggle is long. All right, so are you ready for that struggle? That is the question you need to ask yourself. And also think about your own conditions, how soon you want to get stable in life. All right, very, very important. So make sure you are going to question yourself, assess yourself. If you guys are maintaining your diary, that's great. If not, take some time out, speak to your friends, family, well-wishers. You guys can connect with me as well, but understand all of these scenarios and then take a call. All right, that is very, very important. Now let's talk about the myths about the USMLE prep. What are the myths, which, again, this is something which for last 2 to 3 months I am getting frantic calls of parents, students, and believe me, the questions are summarized in these 4 scenarios. First, now that it is pass and a fail, I will just complete the USMLE prep in 4 months. It's very easy. Okay, solving one question bank and I will be sorted. This is what I am hearing from a lot of students. All right, some of them are depressed, although they don't have 2.5 CR to do PG in India, or maybe unfortunately due to seat mat are not able to crack India. But just because somebody has said, that it's like that story, if you remember, the lion is coming, lion is not there, but then that fear that lion is going to come, right? So it's similar scenario. IMG has lost the game now. Over. Story is over. Step 1 pass and a fail. IMGs will never get admission. And the scenario is opposite. 2021 the match ratio was highest for IMGs. Step 1 preparation is now just a formality. I don't even have to worry about step 1. Let me focus on CV. That's it. Why do I even focus on step 1? Step 1, just do XYZ Q bank and I'm done. I'm sure many of you might have this questions in mind, and many of you might have given that thought. All right, I understand, and it is very obvious to feel in such a scenario where such a big exam suddenly from score changes to a non-scoring exam, right? So a lot of time you feel mentally relaxed. It's an obvious human nature. All right, but unfortunately that is not true. Why? We will understand. Although the exam has become pass and a fail, the efforts towards preparation has not changed. Why so? Because the reality is, okay, the change is only on step one, and step one is a foundation to your USMLE journey. If your innate is not strong, how can you expect a great surgery? If your patho, pharma, physio is not strong, how will you do well in internal medicine, which accounts for 60% of your step 2 CK portion? How will you account? All right. So, step one preparation efforts impact your time taken to score a mean medium score in step two and step three. So, if I say, okay, I will just wrap up step one in 4 months, I am telling you, you have not done justice to your step 2 CK and step 3. It's not about the quantity or the length of preparation. It is definitely to do with how you are dealing with a subject. All right. It is very, very important that you give complete justice. All right. It is an assumption that exam has now become easy. It is an assumption that exam has become too difficult. No, it is what it was earlier. But your approach should not change, because mind you, behind step one there's a huge step 2 CK standing. All right. Also, a very, very important thing which has happened now, this is something which you need to also inform all your friends who are maybe for some reason not able to attend this session. Make sure you become that expert and tell them step one passing in first attempt is now very, very, very important. It is imperative, because moment you fail, instead of 100 programs straight away, you are losing not less than 30% of programs. When I say program, what I mean a specialty and a hospital. So Mount Sinai Hospital internal medicine is one program. All right. So if you are, let's say in medicine, there are close to about 8,500 seats in categorical program, close to about 543 medical schools offering this program. If let's say somebody fails in first attempt, he straight away cannot apply to 30% of those 542 hospitals. I hope you are able to understand the gravity of situation. So message is, don't take step one lightly. Also, score reporting system has changed, not the preparation strategy or the game plan. USMLE is not only about step one, it is definitely about step two CK, step three, the entire journey. Now that CS is eliminated, they might come up with some exam, or they will put more emphasis on the CCS section of the step 3. So point being that your step 2 CK, step 3 course have become very, very important, and you guys need to do justice to that. So make sure you are clear. All right. All right, we will talk about preparation. So and specific questions about some scenarios. We will talk about that. I see a lot of questions, but usually Sagar is asking, when do I prepare for step one? It is as early as first year. MOKSH has changed the entire in the last 5 years of our existence, the entire scenario in which students prepare for USMLE. Back in 2010, 2005, people used to think about USMLE after MBBS. Then it became third year, second year, but all the MOOC students, they start right from first year. Okay, that's the approach. Why and how, again, we will talk in our comprehensive USMLE webinar. Today is a very specific scenario based discussion. All right, over. Now this is, if this is clear that yes, step one preparation is important, what is your actual requirement? You also need to understand that. And why am I stressing on CK scores so much? This is also something which is very important for you to understand. Now, I have taken example of internal medicine, okay, for now. In the AMC platform, all right, they talk about what are the scores which people have got first year residents, meaning people who have matched. What were their step 1 and CK scores for the 2021 match? So if you see this chart, this talks about step 1 score, Higher the score, better the probability. This talks about step 2 CK score. Better the score, better the probability. So can you see this? Maximum students getting match starts from 235, 233 is the mean median average. So from there, meaning, so even if you say, okay, I will not consider the y-axis because now the step 1 has become pass and a fail. What about this x-axis? This has not changed, which means come what may, step 2 CK will be 240 plus. That's a MOKSH every student target, and you cannot escape from that. Higher it is, better are your chances. So suddenly it has become that step 2 CK has become the another step 1, what step 1 was once upon a time. Because ultimately, if the program is going to get thousands of applications, how do they filter? Again, there is no official confirmation, and every program in United States have a different way to select. But based on the previous data and the experience so far, it is very likely that step 2 CK now has become very important. And unless you do well in your step 1, step 2 CK by any means cannot be so good. All right, so it is a normal trend what we have seen in a very rarest of rare cases where somebody is miserably failing in step 1 and getting exceptionally good score in step 2 CK. It doesn't happen. All right, so which means you have to do justice to your step 1 preparation equally. Scenario has not changed. All right, and make sure you're passing step 1 in first attempt. And since I mentioned about internal medicine, you might not confuse that, oh, it is applicable only for medicine specialty. No, for non-US IMGs, this is true across the specialty. Whether it is anesthesio, dermat, emergency medicine, family medicine, general surgery, you require almost 240 plus. Okay, except for patho. I mean, patho requires a very strong CV, but majority of specializations do require 240 plus as your step 2 CK score. To make sure you are going to accordingly realign your game plan. There is nothing, or you can say, yeah, you should assume. In fact, I am telling a lot of my students, assume now the CK scoring passing score is 240. In fact, ECFMG is going to revise the passing scores very soon, both for step 1 and CK. But I am just informing you, this is between us, that the way your game plan should be, that assume that 240 is the passing score for CK, meaning my preparation should be such that I am hitting minimum 240 in step 2 CK. There is no way, no other choice. I hope it is clear. All right. So what exactly is your USMLE preparation need? Because see, what happens is a lot of times, the way exams are conducted and the way scenarios are, the needs are different. Okay. So what exactly do you need in your USMLE prep? One is professional support. So without support, there's nothing going to work. Professional approach to the entire journey. B is the academic ecosystem. It cannot work where somebody flashes some XYZ high-end faculty, that's it, whom you don't have zero access. These are just some recorded videos. No, complete hand holding. Okay, gone are the days where people used to sell 4 month 7 month Q banks and 4 month videos. I mean, students are smarter, they have all of these things available on the internet. You name a video, everything is available. So nobody is interested in content banks, and believe me, this has been experienced all over. I was just traveling across India, end of 2021. I met a girl in Hyderabad, third year I believe. Yeah, she said XYZ company sold her some product, some end of the year discount and some 25-30K discount. And I was like, great, very good. This was 1.5 years ago. Okay, and I asked her, did you open the books? She said no. Did you check the videos? She said no. And I was like, did you get a single call after you enrolled? She said no. And that is the difference. MOOC students get weekly minimum 3 to 4 calls on different platforms and different people around, because we have created an academic ecosystem. So no longer is that you just see, okay, you know what, my senior did this, okay, it worked for him, I will do it. No, sorry, the game has changed. Okay, so you require a complete hand holding. Do you have a weekly support, daily support, monthly support, quarterly support? That is what is required. Okay, not just some pages of books changing every year for 21, 22, 23. Goal oriented learning. I mean, everybody has resources. In fact, if you see any of the MOKSH counselors, they get calls from anyone, we are like, okay, go ahead, there are so many products available in the market, just go and buy, because it is not about resources. Believe me, resources are n number. Challenge is how to utilize that hand holding, that support, that goal oriented preparation is what is very, very important. Okay, so which is why now the scenarios of exams have changed, and accordingly you guys also need to be prepared and make sure that you are ready. Believe me, in the last 13 years of my experience, not less than 1,000 plus students I have seen getting residencies. At the same time, I have seen not less than 5 to 6,000 students, giving up. Some give up at step one, some at CK, some give up, right after, until they don't get match. Some give up at clinical rotation level. And when I see the difference, it is never the difference of profile. It is the difference of conviction. It is the difference of self motivation. It is the difference of fighting till the end. People give up too early, and USMLE just tests your patience. That's it. So these things are going to be very, very important. So you require somebody to be there with you continuous, and that is what MOKSH Academy does. We are there to you, with you, start till end. All right. So that is why it is important for you to understand those scenarios of these random videos, and QBank is now over. All right. Leveraging experience, very, very important. Unless you have the right people with you, it's very going to be difficult now. Okay.